Welcome back, football fans. It's finally here. The end of the NFL draft process is upon us. Welcome to draft week. We're going to have a great time, and it's just about to kick off in Kansas City and get rolling with the NFL draft for 2023. It's been a long process, and we've gotten a ton of work done around here. Welcome. I'm Ryan Tracy. This is Ryan Going Rogue. Me, along with all of my rogues, my team has put together a ton of content. You guys have been watching it all draft season, and now it comes to the fruition. You've seen the draft guide. At least I hope that you have. If you haven't yet, you want to check it out because I have a code for you, RGR23. That'll get you a really nice discount on the draft guide. It has all the prospects that you're going to need in there. From the top 100s, the film grades, the athleticism grades, the production grades, how it all ties together, and how we rank everyone out. There's always a little bit of twist there, and that's why I want to give you that discount, RGR23, to get a nice chunk off of it. There's still time to have this ready for you as a guide as we go through the draft live this weekend ourselves. So check that out at rogueapc.com. But that's just part of it. All that goes into a plan, and that brings us to these are the evaluations, but everybody has a little twist on their system or on their evaluations that lead to slight changes. That's what goes on the draft board for every team across the league. They've had theirs up for a couple of months with small gyrations back and forth as they evaluate the prospects. Well, I'm not that lucky. I do mine here at the end because that's where it comes down. After all the evaluations are in from the outside and we have all the information that we can gather, it comes down to stacking. And that's what we're doing today. That's what a draft board becomes. And I'm really excited to show you mine. I'm going to have the regular final mock draft later tonight. Dan and I are both traveling back from destinations at this time. So I have to put it back a few hours. I don't know exactly when we're going to get back, but we'll get together and we'll do a live mock later tonight. But for this afternoon, I wanted to get this out and let you guys start looking at it. It is out right now for free on NFL 33. You can check that out right here. This is what the posts look like. You can get in there and open to everyone. You don't have to be even a sub to go get it and download the PDF that is my final draft board for this draft class. Now you can see Will Anderson's on the top of it. He is the cover image because he is the top prospect in this draft. It is not terribly close for me. The quarterbacks are going to push there, and his teammate from Alabama in Bryce Young was a pretty good selection to come the next guy, but in the end, when you look at it all together, there's less questions about Will Anderson. I know there's fatigue around his name, but it's worth it. So get over there to NFL33.com. You can get into this post for free. I will tag it in the description here and make that super easy for you. And what it does is give you just the general layout and a quick image. You click on this image to download my actual board. Super safe and easy. And this is what it looks like. You guys are going to have to dig in and take a look at it. I'll go over it and answer questions on it tomorrow night in the Q&A. And we may even get to a little bit of it tonight. It'll be a late live mock draft, but it will happen tonight. So be prepared for that. You're going to see everybody stack that I feel has a draftable grade, not just for the Kansas City Chiefs, but for anyone, for a number of different schemes. And so that leads to my board being a little bit bigger than most teams. Most teams are going to be somewhere around 175, 180 prospects. I have 222 on here, and that's because I'm trying to leave room for not just what my preferences are, but if I was in a staff that maybe runs a scheme that I wouldn't run or a different type of personnel package that I wouldn't run, I still need to leave room for those selections to be on the board so we have an idea of where their current value is and what we might have to do to adjust. So that comes down to laying the board out maybe a little bit bigger than I would if I were actually working in an actual team's room. I got to cover all the bases. But in the end, it'll come down to just a bit of my personal preference as you break ties, grades that you have the same, just a little bit of personnel fit. Everybody's got pluses and minuses as far as their traits. What fits best for what I want to do and what I want to see teams do across the league. But in particular, you guys know I want to see the Chiefs get back to another championship, and this will help. What you're going to find is really interesting is that just like most years, there's not 32 first round grades or 31 in this case. It comes up short just like every class does. I've never had over 24, I believe, in a single class because it just doesn't grade out that way for me. So it's always about compromise. And that's where the trade values come in. I do think we're going to see a bunch of trades. So we need to be prepared for that, both as Chiefs fans and as football fans, because I think it's going to be all over the place. General layout of the board, if you haven't seen it before, and I've put my boards out on multiple sites in the past that I've either been writing for or a friend would put it out for me. It was on Chiefs Digest last year. You want to check those out too. If you want to go back and compare them, they're all still available, and you can take a peek at them. My board from last year is also here on NFL33.com as well. You just got to go with it and search board. You should be able to find it, as is Dan's from last season as well. And I believe he's working on his final board as well. So what you see here is vertically, you're going to get the position stack by round. And I break the first round into the top 10, the middle tier, and the last 10. So there's a little bit thicker. There's 12 in the middle, except for this season. It's going to be only 31 because of the evacuated pick for the Miami Dolphins. But that lists a position group vertically. And then horizontally, I do the same thing for each position group on through it. And this is not to slight players or anything like that. Bijan Robinson is probably a top 10 talent, even in my evaluations on this draft class. But he's a running back, and I won't take him in the first round. So he's the top of the second round. He is player number 1 in the second round, in this case, number 32. And you can see that stacked out here. And that gives you the horizontal board as well. So you can see where everyone aligns in terms of comparison, position to position to position. This is what the teams do as well. You may have seen glimpses of this in the Chiefs draft room, as well as draft rooms across the league. It is very, very consistent in that you need to see the big picture as well as the vertical stack of a positional group. So that's where this comes in. Go over to NFL 33, get that downloaded and take a look at it. Let me know what you think. I have plenty more to come on each of those guys. We're going to go over them tonight in a live mock. It will be late, but it will go up. I hope that you guys can join us as well. Maybe late is better for some folks. I don't know. And then we'll have our normal Q&A on Monday night where we'll go over board questions, prospect questions, ABs for just preference. Dan and I might have similar grades on several wide receivers and tackles, but we have preferences that are very different. So we're going to align that as well. I hope you guys will join us. I hope that you're having a great weekend. It's the calm before the storm. I'm going to be in Kansas City on Wednesday. We'll be out and about. I'll find a location that we can all hang out at, maybe have a beverage or something, and I'll let you all know via social media and a quick short here on the channel. Let everybody know where I'm going to be Wednesday night, and we'll see what happens there. And then it's on. We're going to have all the live streams we have every year on RGR Football. Our guys will roll through. Anybody that contributes to this channel is going to come on and give you their opinion. Dan and I will lock it down for most of the day, and I hope that you guys will join us. You can put us on in the corner, listen to us maybe while you watch the show, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of ways to get it done, but we're going to have content for you every single pick because we've done our homework, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this one. Live announcement on the live mock draft will come out later tonight as we get closer to getting home and getting on to the show. Thank you, and we'll see you then tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Q&A. Take care.